Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. I'm Nikki. I'm a homeschool mom to an only child in the second grade. I apologize, I am a little under the weather, but here's to my dedication to YouTube. Cheers. I have a huge update for you guys today. So if that is something that interests you, then keep on watching, grab something here. It's going to be a lengthy one. Okay, so when I first started homeschooling, I had no idea what I was doing. We were in our third year. We started in kindergarten, and we're in second grade now. I stayed up for countless hours at night binging YouTube videos because I did not want to send my child to school at the beginning of the pandemic and have her first experience of school be like that for kindergarten. And I had already kind of been wanting to homeschool for a while. So it kind of just all came together with perfect timing. But I was very scared. I, at the time, did not know anybody who homeschooled. I didn't have any friends that homeschooled or close friends that homeschooled. And I felt very lost. And because I was like binging, it started to make me feel a little bit comfortable about my decision. And it definitely felt more long haul to me. Not just for COVID, but just for the long haul. And so we did it. We took the dive and we started with The Good and the Beautiful. And the reason why I chose The Good and the Beautiful is because they had a curriculum that told me what to say. Because I wasn't a teacher, I didn't go to school for that. I had no idea what I was doing, and I thought I needed this guide, and I bought ridiculous amounts of stuff, which none of it was necessarily needed. But I feel like we all go through that in the beginning. Like, we have to start somewhere, and usually it's like everywhere until you find what works best. Well, now that we're in our third year, I've gotten to the point where I want to steer away from curriculum. This year, I know we're only in our third week, so I could be making a very ballsy move here. But I want to scrap everything. So our day is going to look completely different, and I'm going to tell you about it. So basically, I'm keeping our core. I'm keeping our math, The Good and the Beautiful math. I love the new edition. Love the new edition, and she's loving the new edition, and I feel like she's learning so much more than she was previously. The games are not as crazy long, and like I don't have a million things to take out and prep, and she actually takes out what she needs from the math box, and it's great. I'm going to start ripping pages out though, because I'm not a fan of the spine like this, because I feel like we have to constantly pull the book between us for me to read and for her to read. I'm left-handed, she's right-handed. It's not, I don't like the spine. I would have preferred the spiral, but even a better version of their spiral, because their spiral was kind of crappy. But anyway, we're keeping math. That is like the one solid thing for sure I know we're keeping. The rest of it is literally up in the air. Because I want to kind of veer away from workbooks and this like feel of busy work. Because let's be honest, when you have a daily book of something and stuff like that, it tends to be busy work. I can't say for sure if I think that she's really learning from those books and actually remembering what she's learning for more than a day. So to me, it's not necessary then. And if I'm coming down the stairs to do school with her and she's already like, Mom, can I skip my morning work? And this is only our 3rd week. It really just makes me question, as a homeschool mom, what's important and what's not important. And honestly, the stuff that I had her doing in her morning work, while some of it is important, yes, the book work side of it is not. So she's still going to be doing spelling. I love Evan Moore's spelling. Do not get me wrong. I have lifted that curriculum up on a pedestal these last 2 years. And the reason I'm keeping it, I'm just changing the way I use it in my homeschool. So I'm taking the actual spelling word list. She will not be doing anything in the book. It's going to be verbal. I'm going to give her the first day. She's going to copy them down. If she copies them down and is able to tell me what they're spelled the first day, we're done. We're moving on. I'm not going to dwell on that set of words for 5 days. I don't think it's necessary. And I think she's just bored with having to do the same type of activities in the book every week with words that she feels she can already spell by like day 2. So basically that's all we're keeping. Editor-in-chief is out. That was our grammar book. Now, it was for grades 2 through 3, but honestly, the way it was written out is not for us. The lesson itself could cover all of the punctuation in 2 pages. So it would have capitalization, periods, exclamation points, question marks, commas, whatever I missed out of punctuation. And it had that listed in 2 pages. Like, what is all capitalized? What is all, where does a comma go? Periods, abbreviations, stuff like that. And then it's like, bam, it gives you 6 paragraphs to edit. I would rather have them focused 1 lesson on periods, 1 lesson on commas, 1 lesson on exclamation points, and then have them edit by that. 3 paragraphs or 6 paragraphs on where to put a period, 6 paragraphs on where to put a comma. But instead it's all kind of jumbled into one, and it's causing this like, I don't know. I don't remember if this should be a comma or a period. And so it's just too much. I don't like the way that's laid out, so I'll be on the hunt for finding something similar, or maybe just going with the flow. But that's out. Wordly wise, that's out. I didn't understand how to do a portion of wordly wise, so we were skipping it, and I'm like, if we're skipping it, like, is it really necessary? I feel like pulling the vocabulary out and just verbalizing the vocabulary to her, like reading the definitions and the different definitions per each word, and then maybe having her use it in a sentence verbally to me, and then being done. But the word searches that they had in there, I didn't even quite understand, and I'm just like, skip. And so I feel like the more we skip things, the more I question why we're doing it in the first place. So honestly, other than pulling the vocab, we're out. The only thing we're otherwise keeping is big science, and that's only going to be once a week, but I'm adding in a lot of science experiments throughout the week. I want to add in the fun. My kid is only small ones, and I only have 1 child. I want to do unit studies. I want to dive into all hands-on fun things. As much as that is more work on my part, I want her to have the best experience possible and not feel like she's sitting here doing workbooks every day. That boring stuff is going to come later. And thank you, Ashley, for putting that vision in my head, because it's so true. Eventually our kids are going to be doing the harder, more extensive classes, and those are things that aren't going to be able to, just throw out the window. But, she's still little. She's still 7. So I feel like we can get away with a lot of fun in unit studies right now. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm going to hone in on handwriting still, as I find that that is still an important thing that she really needs to practice. But it's not going to be boom, boom, let's do handwriting. I'm going to try to do it at a different time during our day. We're still doing survival unit. Loving survival unit. I want to add in a few DK books here and there. I want her to try to show me where she wants to go here. I want her to lead me in what she's interested in, and we can take rabbit holes. We can put documentaries on. We can go on YouTube. We can go on the internet. We could Google. We can get out the dictionary. We can just wander through her interests. If she wants to go outside, if she wants to go to a nature preserve or a forest preserve, like, I'm more about the now learning than worrying about the textbook right now, except for math. Math is, solid. It has to be there. But we're going to dive into unit studies. And because we're already doing survival units, I have a few that I have also planned this year, but I want to do more. Because we're only going to be doing our core stuff down here, I mean, spelling, if I continue to do the language arts, I'm not sure yet. I think it's beyond her. I think she knows a lot of the phonics and doesn't need to learn it because she can read it. So I don't know. I'm hesitant to continue, but if we do, I'll be skipping a lot of the phonics stuff and just doing the other stuff on the page, or just shortening the lesson. Like, hey, do you know what KN is? Do you know how to say KN? Like, do you know the sound? Yes. Okay, great. Can you read these words? Yes. Okay, great. On to the next. None of this open syllable and all this other stuff. If she can read it and she knows how, like, I don't think it's necessary. So we're shortening our morning core time down to 30 minutes. So that's nothing. So that gives us pretty much our chunk of the day until lunchtime to do unit studies, which is so much time. And then we have the rest of the day to do everything else. I'm not sure I'm going to keep our history. The Vikings is really boring. I don't know if we're going to love it, but I'm going to try to push through one lesson a week. Social studies book is out. We're going to read books from the library. I'm really, really trying to break away from this like ideal homeschool where they just learn everything out of a textbook. I want to focus on these unit studies and where she wants to go with her interests. So that's a lot for me to swallow. But I feel confident because we are on our third year of homeschooling. So I feel really confident in branching out. I know she's a really strong reader. She's a great learner. She's so smart and she absorbs so much. But it's always, generally speaking, the things that she loves. I mean, she can watch Wildcrats and recite to you a million things that she's learned off that show. She can watch Magic School Bus or a different shows that she doesn't even realize she's learning, and it's because it's stuff that she loves. So we're definitely going to do some animal stuff and take some more field trips and just really use this time in her youth to take advantage of fun, hands-on. I want to get some STEM things. I maybe even want to order a subscription box. If you have really, really good subscription boxes, leave them in the comments for me. Let me know what you guys decide, how you guys handle your homeschool. Are you still at the point where you're relying on your curriculum? Are you branching away from curriculum? Was it the opposite? Did you unschool and now you're kind of getting into curriculum? Tell me your story in the comments. I'm so curious to hear about it. Send me all the encouraging thoughts. I'm really nervous taking this dive, but I'm very confident that we can be successful here. And we're still going to put in the work. It's just going to look different. And I think that's the biggest takeaway here, is whether we're working out of a curriculum book or a workbook, or whether we're on a hike and able to point out things and learn as we walk through a forest, I think it's still equally important. And it's just a different way to learn. And so I'm really excited. It's a big change and I'm so nervous. But if this video encouraged you, or you liked it, or any of the above, please leave me a like, subscribe to my channel, follow me on this amazing journey. Find me on Instagram. I post way more content on Instagram on a daily basis. And follow along in our homeschool journey. And let me know all about yours in the comments, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.